It's over, guys. 2023 has come to an end, and it may be the end of this phony, thriving economy and housing market. Just take a look at this short video clip coming up.
So I just had a guy tell me that the economy is booming and that the only reason people are struggling is because they're not working hard enough. Yep, so for all of us struggling, we're just not working hard enough. Does this guy realize that today there are people who are making $30,000 to $50,000 more a year than they were making 3 to 5 years ago, but they are struggling more today than 3 to 5 years ago? Has this guy walked through a grocery store? Has he seen the price of chips? Has he seen the price of cereal? Has he seen the prices of anything? Do not tell me the economy is booming. The economy is not booming when people are struggling the way they are. And when I mean people that have good jobs, who have good degrees, who have 2 incomes coming in their house, and the family is still struggling. That's not a booming economy.
You see, that's the reality that millions of people are living in right now, despite the gaslighting from the government telling us that we're living in a thriving economy. I want to hear what you have to say about that woman's comments that I just showed you in that quick video clip by leaving me a comment down below. Now let's dig into more stunning details.
The meat, I told you I'd stop. I'm going to look for seafood and beef, and these are still $24.99. They're never going to come down in price. Look at this, $41 for one of these packages. Lobster tails, the average price is 40 bucks. Your king crab legs, look at this package. It's $44.99 a pound. Right here, $44.99 a pound for these. This package here is 68 bucks. And this is outrageous right here. This package here is $49.04 just for this little bit. Can you imagine that? I don't know how people do it. This is $75. And here's some Dungeness crabs. That's sticker shock right there. $9.99 a pound. This package of Dungeness, which you're lucky to get a pound of meat off this, is 33 bucks. But this is absolutely insane. This king crab, $44.99 a pound. Unbelievable. This is why I'm saying no one can afford the seafood, or I can't anyway. I don't know why anybody buys this stuff. It's just you don't get your dollar value like you would for pork or chicken, but this is crazy. This is inflation right here. $76 for this. Would you buy it? This is really pricey. $76. I found one last thing here, and look at this big thing of Orca Bay king crab legs. It's $439 and it's $44 a pound. Look at this. And here's another one, $439. They're all $439. I know you get 10 pounds of it, but that's absolutely insane. This is center cut. Pork loin steak, $15.99 a pound. These are New York strips. Unbelievable. Tenderloin package, $17.99. See, that's not too bad. This is $154. $154, $145, $162, $175. There's your prices right there. $17.99 a pound, but you're upwards of $200 for this stuff. That's crazy. Who buys that stuff? I know I can. Beef loin, tenderloin here, $20 a pound. This is $70. Okay, someone wants to look at the ribeyes, $13.29 a pound. So there you go. There's your ribeyes, $56 for this. $13.29 a pound. Woo! I can't afford that. And here's some tough-looking steak right here. Bone beef loin, top sirloin, $10 a pound. There isn't a shred of fat in here. I bet that's tougher than your belt. Oh, I see some clams here, so let's check this stuff out. Fresh little nut clams, farm raised, $20, $3.99 a pound. This is pretty heavy here. Here's your farm raised shrimp head on, $5.99 a pound. Product of Ecuador. There you go. I'd use this for bait fishing. That's what I do.
Well, as we start 2024, unfortunately, there is not good news to report regarding the economy and the housing market. The biggest problem is that the media continues to gaslight the public with absurd lies and false optimism. Take a look at this short video clip to see what I mean.
Let's turn to the economy. Some positive signs continuing this week, with experts saying the robust holiday shopping season is an indicator the economy is in a better place than most experts had expected. Overall, widespread fears of recession in 2023 did not happen.
And if that's not bad enough, take a look at this short video clip talking about how the Fed has succeeded in its fight against inflation.
It's just brutal out there right now, and has been for over a year. Whether you're looking to buy a house at rates at 8% or sell a house at 8%, which you presumably are looking to buy one after that as well, it's just a bad time to do either. So do you look for that to change in 2024?
I do, partly because I think that the Fed has largely succeeded on the fight against inflation.
So let me ask you guys a question. Do you actually think the Fed has succeeded in lowering inflation and prices? Drop me a comment down below. You see, this is the problem with the media. They are completely detached from reality. Have they actually checked food prices or car prices or insurance prices? None of that is lower. All of it is higher. What a bunch of nonsense. And I'm going to prove to you in the upcoming clips the economic cliff that I think we're headed for in this coming year.
Hey, what's up guys, John here. Happy New Year. 2024 will be the greatest year in American history to acquire hard assets, businesses, and build tremendous wealth.
In May, inflation hit 8.6%, the highest in 40 years.
Big tech companies like Meta, Google, and Amazon have been laying off a staggering amount of workers.
Americans are now using this buy now, pay later apps, which were once very big for purchases like electronics and furniture, to now pay for necessities like their groceries.
Over the next year, we're going to start to see so many people being forced to sell off assets. And this is going to mark the opportunity where consumers will be able to go out there and start to acquire and buy up these assets. But there's a lot of traps, there's a lot of bear traps being set right now in the economy, and they're being positioned as protections.
The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau is proposing a new rule to lower credit card late fees.
Biden administration pushing forward to change federal student loan regulations and is announcing a new plan that would lower or pause payments for some Americans.
And for $1 million borrowers, they won't have to make any monthly payment at all.
But you have to be very, very careful you don't take on any of these protections, and you do not put yourself in a position to where you can't get funding. Because if you are, it's going to make things very, very challenging to be able to go out there and buy these real assets. We've come a very, very long way the last couple of years. In August of 2021, consumers had $2.1 trillion in excess savings. Now, less than $50 billion. And this is not taking into consideration any payments that were made on credit cards and personal loans on the 1st of January. So consumers are basically broke. But when you look at the chain of events that are incoming, you can see things for how they really are. The greatest rug pull in American history has been set, and it's getting ready right now to get pulled on tens of millions of Americans. But the big question is, who's going to go out there and buy up these assets? We know it's going to be the big corporations. We know it's going to be the big investors. But I think there's going to be a lot of small mom and pop investors as well that are getting on the sidelines, they're getting ready, they're getting anxious to go out there and pull the trigger to buy some of these incredible deals. Now I'm going to break it down for you. I'm going to show you exactly what's going on. Please hit the like button.
Guys, 2023 is a wrap, and we can kind of look at 2023 to see what might happen in 2024. And mainly what I'm saying here is taking a look at the economy and what's happening with that, okay? Because in 2023, we literally saw 4,600 stores across the entire country close down. That's right, 4,600. That is a lot of stores to close. Not only is that a lot of stores to close, but that's an 80% increase in store closings from 2022 to 2023, guys. So just by looking at that one indicator alone, I would say that's flashing alarm bells for where the economy's headed into 2024. This is just like a range of different reasons of why they closed these stores, but it was anywhere from bankruptcies to closing underperforming locations. They also blame theft and retail crime as part of the reasons why they closed different locations. Like, there's different reasons why these stores closed, but all of them are not good, basically. You know, having an uptick in retail crime and theft, not good. Underperforming location, not good. Bankruptcy, really not good. But here's the caveat. Even though 4,600 stores closed, 5,500 stores opened across the country. But when you look at just how close those two numbers are, guys, they almost cancel each other out. It's pretty pathetic, really, because that means we only had a net positive of 900 new stores open up across the entire country. When you look at all the ones that open versus all the ones that close, that's not very good when you're talking about 50 states and, you know, the amount of population and supposed wealth we have here in the United States. It's not looking good, very good for retail right now. Of course, also some of it is blamed on online shopping, but you know, a lot of these retail stores have online websites and sell their merchandise online as well. And I also think that no matter how popular buying things online becomes, there's always going to be a niche of people that want to go to the store for a variety of different reasons. Like, especially, like one thing I've been trying to do, guys, is buy a pair of dress shoes. And I've been buying different pairs here and there from Amazon, but none of them fit right. Like, none of them are an exact fit. So I'm not going to keep a pair of shoes that don't fit properly. So I'm forced to send them back and constantly keep trying to find a pair that does fit right. Versus if I could just go to the store and buy the shoes and try them on, that would kind of eliminate that for me. And trust me, I would do it in a second. The problem is nobody seems to have the kind of shoes I want to get. You know, I've looked at different stores before, you know, Macy's, JCPenney, whatever, all the different stores they have in the mall, guys. And I've never found anything at those stores that I want to buy. Burlington Coat Factory right now, they're saying that they're having a lot of success by buying up these old Kmart stores and carving them up into a few different retailers. And there's actually one right over here in Miami that I go by all the time where they actually did that. They got Burlington Coat Factory in there. They got Michael's in there. They got another one, I can't remember what it's called, maybe Joanne Fabric, something like that. So they divided an old Kmart. There used to be, this whole place was all one big store before. Now it's a bunch of smaller stores, and supposedly they're having success with that. And they even bought 40 Bed Bath & Beyonds to probably try to do the same thing. So this whole thing with the retail stores closing down is a lot like the situation with people moving into Florida. You know, like Florida gets all this press about how many people are moving into the state, but doesn't get a whole lot of press about how many people have also left, guys. Like, I made a recent video about this, and if I remember off the top of my head, the figures were something in the neighborhood of like 730,000 people moved to the state of Florida over the past couple of years, 2023 not included, but then 500,000 left. So yeah, it's still a net positive. We still have a lot of people coming in, but we also have a ton of people leaving. And you have to sit and wonder, why is this happening? Same thing goes for these retail stores closing down. Like, you know, 5,500 stores opening is great, but it's not so great when you look at 4,600 of them closed down, you know? I mean, personally, when I see figures like this, it's nothing to celebrate, guys, that, you know, we had a net positive of 900 stores open throughout the entire year of 2023, throughout the entire country. That's abysmal. And when you look at this chart here, it shows you just, you know, the top stores that had the most closings, and obviously Bed Bath & Beyond made it to the top of this list because they were the biggest failure by far throughout the year. And you can see just them alone, they closed 866 stores. But when you go down the list, there's a lot of other famous stores that are losing locations. You have Rite Aid, okay? CVS, those are like pharmacies. Everybody needs that stuff. Like, to have pharmacies closing is not a good sign, guys. Those are probably the stores that are closing due to a ton of retail theft and crime that they just can't get under control. And then you got places like Foot Locker, Family Dollar, David's Bridal, Dollar General, right? You have Dollar Tree. Those are lots of dollar stores on this list. That should be something that should be thriving in this economy right now, considering people are looking for bargains. Like, I even remember hearing several stories throughout 2023 about how more and more people are starting to shop at these dollar stores because of the bargains they offer and people looking to save money. But yet, they're closing stores, guys. They're on this list of the most store closures throughout the entire country. You have all of them: Dollar General, Dollar Tree, and Family Dollar. I mean, that's not good. And guess what?